Going on, everyone? Peace and blessings. What's happening? You already know this, the Rude Awakening. We come on in this 3 o'clock hour on Saturday afternoons, right? Let's give it some time for the notifications to go out. What's going on, Shine? Peace and blessings, my brother. For all those that's logging on late or logging on, Willie Johnson, what's going on? Almighty Johnson, peace and blessings to you, my brother. I did get your message. We do have to talk, so I got your message. For those that logs on YouTube after this broadcast, I will be putting this up on YouTube right after this, right? Let's give it a minute. Let the notification goes out. Let's see what's going on right now. What is going on in the world? You already know. All my brothers logging in. Irvin, what's up, my brother? Man, is this like the brother hotline Saturday or something? Man, I feel good about this, man. You guys already know what I do. So let me go ahead and step right into it. Here it is on Saturdays in the 3 o'clock hour. We meet up, the Invisible Crown Army, as well as myself. I do something where I lend my time. I give back. This is the way I give back. I believe leaders needs to be with leaders, right? Everybody out here, I know you guys has a desire for leadership. Some of us, we're forced into this role. Some of us, we didn't have no other choice but to grab that candle, grab that light, and take it to the next level. Well, me personally, I had to do the same thing, but I learned something. I learned to stop going in the wrong direction and stop running from things and start meeting up with people that will have a desire to want to do better. I'm coming straight off the hip today because I'm still dealing with some technical difficulties that I need to get addressed and need to get resolved like quickly. I'm in the middle of a transition. Many people are in the middle of a transition. If I'm transitioning, that means you're transitioning with me as well. We do the Mighty Monday Meltdown on Mondays in the 7 o'clock hour. Make sure you guys make that. It's about personal development and personal growth. For some of us, I know you don't think you need personal development. What's up, Melody? I know you probably don't think you need personal growth, but trust me, it helps, it works. Anything that can help make you better, you need to get to it. What's up, Felicia? How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Marie, thanks for tuning in. We all need to take Desiree. Thanks for tuning in. We all need to take some time out and just think about where we at right now, right? We crossed over into a new year. This is 2022. I take my time and I evaluate a lot of things. I evaluate the environments. I evaluate where the people are at. I look at where the trends, where people is trending. And I don't like to do what people do. I go totally the opposite way in life right now. For some of you, guess what? You heard this Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And we're like 8 days into a new year, right? And how is it working for you? You know, I believe that even when are you saying Happy New Year because you close out a year, or are you saying Happy New Year because this is a new year? And why do we have to use the word happy, right? I believe it really should be Happy New Day. This is a new point in time. This is a new day. I just choose to believe. Do not worry about tomorrow or what tomorrow gonna hold, right? You can't dwell in the past. But what we can do is we can look at the past and study some of our past actions and just take notes, right? Be a good note taker at this point. I gave you guys 3 words. I said we taking this into this first quarter right now. And that is, we need to stop, we need to look, and we need to listen. We need to stop, we need to look, and we need to listen. We're in a new place. I believe we're in a new place, right? Everybody is in a new place. There shouldn't be a lot of talking. There shouldn't be a lot of talking going on. It should be a lot of listening. If you think that this is your better year, you think you're about to enter into your better form of self, I believe you can enter into a better you once you recognize where you at right now, right? Once we decide to say at this point, somebody hit me with the at this point. And it was very good when they used it because I liked how they use it. When you say at this point, that means you're done with being taken backwards and you can't sell me no dreams about tomorrow, but I am ready to make a decision. I'm ready to make a choice based on where I'm at right now. right? Happy new day, you guys. This is the rude awakening. This is when we provide some type of substance for ourselves right now. This is the time for many of us. We don't really have a lot of time to encourage ourselves, right? To inspire ourselves. We're so busy looking at others. Why do we look at others? It's because of our habits. We made a habit of looking at others. The world has forced us, conditioned us to look at others before you look at yourself. So a lot of the times these things we pick up on a routine basis, right? This is not something you wanted to do. This is something you came accustomed to doing. And this custom that you done got into is hindering you, and it's hurting you, and it's leading you astray. You're not being tempted no more to do nothing. You actually do it because you have a desire to do it, but the desire to do it does not bring you no results, right? Your expectation cannot possibly be positive every time you think you're going on social media, every time you think you're watching the news, every time you think you conversate with someone. You have no idea what that conversation, what that 10 minutes, that 1 minute, what that 30 second gonna lead up to. And this is why we're calling this time out on Saturday right now, so that you can think right now, right? Take a new position and recognize and identify that some of the things that we do, if we do it consistently, it will create a habit. Your habit is what dictates your future, right? So I wanted to sit back and I wanted to kind of journey you into a few things. And one of those things is about motivation and why is being motivated so important, but what happened to your motivation? When you lose an interest in something, you lose motivation. Some people don't know the why to the what. They don't know why they want what they want. They don't know why they in some of the positions that they are in. And this is why I say we have to stop. We have to look and we have to listen. You have to listen to your heart. You have to listen to your cry. You got to listen to the place you're taking right now. I'm grateful that for those that choose to stand with me and walk with me as we develop and grow. I do not have a problem with dissecting myself. I do not have a problem with coming to the front line and letting you guys know, hey, listen, we need to do something different. I'm going to keep saying this. Why? Because it brings us back focus, right? It balances us back out. And for some of us, we are so out of alignment and out of touch with reality that sometimes the surrounding circles around you will make you question you when it's time to be you. This is the time to be you right now. This is not a happy new year. This is a happy new day. We only have the power of the right now. We cannot, that's why your phone ain't ringing right now. That's why nobody's calling you saying, Happy New Year. And you have to say, oh, Happy New Year back to you and things as such. I don't really believe in playing like that with life. I know some people might think, oh, he's so rude or he's so standoffish or, I probably don't heard maybe I'm like arrogant or something. And I'm just not in the room for opinions right now. I'm sorry. Let me just say how I gotta say it. Right, Marie? At the end of the day, I'm not falling out with nobody at the bottom. Let's just be clear. For some of you, I don't know where you at in your life right now. This is the wrong time to be getting into it with a nobody. Right? If you looking to be somebody, you looking to go somewhere, you looking to take it to another page at another level, you do not have time to be distracted by the things that's going on around you. People going to call you. They're going to tell you about what some of the stuff is not your fault. This is what I'm trying to express to you. When you change, that will bring on change. When you decide I'm done, that's going to change the whole scenario over here on the other side. Some for the better, some for the worse. But you're going to need to understand how you're going to constantly have to fuel your fire. If the fire does not have no fuel, the fire will go out and you will end up back where you was at right now. Number two, if you trip, slip, or fall, do not run back to those that's just because they are around. People are waiting. They don't have a problem with you trying to be released. They don't have a problem with you wanting to do something different. But here is what's going on in the background. They are watching. Some of you, there's so much Christ in you. That means so much God in you. I'm happy and I'm standing with you, right? So that you can go to a new level. You never been to this new level. You never been to this new place. But if you slip, fall, or do anything, please take your time getting back up, but do not run and report your falls and your errors to the people that you just left. You cannot share your business, your good experiences, no more than your bad experiences, with those that you used to be around. There's something called trials and errors. Trials is only to perfect the gift that you have. Come on, Desiree. Listen, practice don't make you perfect. It makes you better. For some of us, we have not practice, right? We have not put into practice the new attitude that you want to have. You have not put into practice the way you want to carry yourself. If you take this moment out right now, close your eyes, and you can literally see the type of person you want to be. The type of person you want to be is an idea. It's an image. It's an image that you can create. You know how you want to be. You know how you want to act. You know how you want to dress, how you want people to perceive you, right? You know this. It's an image, right? Now, ask yourself, have you practiced this? No, you have not. Many of us, we see things, but we have not practiced in order to gain what it is we see. We don't wait until it happened, and then people start talking about you, and what they do, it discourages you. It discourages you. It doesn't encourage you, right? It discourages you. It leaves you feeling like, man, empty, right? For some of us, this is why we don't try anything new, because we still have the disappointments. We still have the images of people laughing. We know what it feels like to be embarrassed. We know what it feels like to go and ask somebody for something and be rejected, right? Rejection is still playing in your mind right now, but today we can cancel this out in this rude awakening, right? In this rude awakening, in the 3 o'clock hour, we comes on for personal development, personal growth, so that we can inspire and encourage ourselves. If your car need gas, then you need gas too. If you let the fuel run out, then the fire go out and you run out of gas. And at that point, people are watching you. And when they watch you, they going to remind you how stupid you look. And guess what? I would rather look stupid trying to get somewhere than to look stupid with stupid people. Right? Because at the end of the day, if you do an assessment of your environment, ask yourself how many people start trying to start their own business. Ask yourself how many people sharing dreams with you, right? Ask yourself how many people around you that never failed. They never tried. Many people around you never tried, right? I'm grateful that I got great people that stands with me. We work, we build, we try, we heal. But when we fall, at this point, do not run back. Do not sit here and give a person a report on what done happened to you. Let's get up. Let's take our time. Let's focus and reposition ourselves. Trials will come. Trials are here now, right? Trials, right? It's only so you can practice. Practice does not make you perfect. Practice make you better. For some of you, you have to practice on you, like you practice on food, like you practice on working on a car, like you practice on songwriting, like you practice on poems, like you practice on your handwriting. You have to practice. Let's practice in this new space. Let's get ourselves together in this new space, and let's make sure that we evaluate the errors. Errors has been made. Errors will be made. We can only look at the errors and learn from the errors. Ask yourself, driving your car. Come on now, every last one of you, get in your car and drive your car. When you're driving your car and you're driving your car through life and a check engine light comes on, that means a light jumps on your dashboard. It could be a red one. It could be a yellow one. Something get the flashing. Ask yourself, what do you do? When you're driving your car and an error light jumps on your screen, what do you do? For some of you, do you keep driving and ignore the light? Others, you pull over, make a phone call, you make an appointment, and you take that car in to get what? To get service, right? Well, then listen to this. This is the service announcement. You can't let people come into your life with lights on. You seeing error codes at this point. You just like you would act in your car, your automobile or whatever. If you see an error code light jump on, check engine light jump on, oil light jump on, right? Lower pressure light jumps on. That means that there's a problem, right? There's a problem. And you need to get this car either to a shop, get parked, because your car can cause another problem. What am I saying? There's people around you. I understand for some of you, you like titles, okay? So let's go with a title. Family members, that's just a title. Not all family members, but if you want to go with family members, then just call it family members. You got friends, right? That's a title too, right? You got people you know, associates. Your mind can create all type of stuff that just can trick you, and your mind can just come up with a title. It got no feelings connected to it, no emotion, and it will do you in. But what am I saying right now? They have lights on, error codes. Do not let people walk into your life loud talking, causing problems. When you see that there's a problem, there's a light on it, you are not a mechanic. You are not a psychiatrist. You are not a counselor. You are not a doctor. That means that they got to get some help. But this is your indicator to get yourself up out of there, right? Do not let lights come on around you. If there is a light that comes on around you, I'm going to need you to address that problem in that day. There's no need for you to carry on your problems into a new day. For many of the people around you, they have a problem with you and they've been carrying that problem around for a long time. That means they never got fixed. All right? Do not let that be you. Let me say that part again. I just like how it sounds. I'm going to say it again, that part again. If you have a concern, a situation, a problem, it's in your best interest that you address that problem, right? You assess that problem, because we don't need to move forward with any type of error codes. Like I said with your car, if you driving your car and a light jumps on, or oil light, a check engine light, that means that that's an indicator that something is wrong, right? Good. Now, in your life, when we rolling every day, but we only talking about today, the power's in now. I don't care what happened yesterday. I don't care what's going on tomorrow. What we're talking about is the right now. For some of you, if you on this broadcast, then you are in the right place right now. All right. But I need you to make sure, for mental note, if you have a situation, an error code, a problem, a circumstances, I'm going to need you to address that now. I don't mean press it. I just mean be prepared to assess it, assist it, address it, do whatever it takes to get rid of it. Now, there's people operating around you that still have a problem with you. You don't have a problem with them. They have a problem with you, and they carrying these problems. Wherever you go and you take them, they carrying these problems too. What am I saying? I'm saying I'm not falling out at the bottom. Okay, I'm not going to fall out with nobody that don't have nothing, and I'm sitting here recognizing that I'm at my new level or don't have nothing. I always want to go to another level, Desiree. I always want to do something bigger. It don't have to be a home run. For some of us, we just need to get on base. For some of us, we just need to get to the new day. Let this be your new day. Let this be your new starting point, right? I like to use the scriptures. I like to go into reading. I read all day, all night. Why? Because I want to bring value to those people that I'm around. Right now, you are the people that I choose to bring value to. I don't want to be a raggedy person to you. I want to be a person that has substance. That means there's a reason that I can serve in your life. There's a reason why we meet up at this period of time, so that we all can come together and we can make things happen. But I'm not finna fall out with anyone at the bottom. There will be trials. Trials is only so we can practice. Practice doesn't make us perfect. That's what you have to say to yourself if you're writing this down. Practice does not make you perfect. It makes you better. And for some of us, if we never exercise ourselves, that's because we never seen ourselves. So now I asked you earlier to take the time out and see the type of image of the person you want to be, right? For some of you like me, I want to read more. So I wrote on my goals. I want to read more, right? Our last meetup, we talked about making one goal per month, and sticking to it, right? I like things that's going to enhance me to be a better person. I like things that's going to not only once I get it, but it will affect those that are around me as well. Well, that's what I see. That's what I look for in a leader. And the things that I look for in a leader, I try to put those things in myself, right? Even if I never find a person that do what I choose to do, this is who I desire to be. This is what I choose to be about. I'm not really the boastful dude, funny here and there, but for the most part, I really do care. I care that people can live out their desires and they can have the expectations because they did the work. For many of us, we want things, but we don't do the work for the things that we want. And that's why we don't understand what it is we have, because we did not build it. We didn't build what we have. We just had a whole little idea. Oh, I want to do this, or I want to participate in that. But we didn't work it. So we didn't put our 2 cents in. And I did not know the effect of when you don't understand something. When you don't understand something, that's because you didn't play the part in it when it was from the bottom. From a lot of us, we got to totally knock down everything. And I believe that the game over is the starting over. If this is your new point, that means everything else that existed in your life is over. What that means is over is you can't even dwell on it. You can't think about it. You literally have to release it. You have to let it go. Well, how do you let something go? Well, you don't have no other choice if you want something new. You see, when you think about where you're going, or you think about the image of who you want to be, I can ask you the question. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a friendly person? You want to be a loving person? You want to be a person that people can depend on? You want to be a resourceful person? Now, I understand, like, I'm able to do that very easy, right? But for some of you, as soon as I said you want to be a loving person, something jumped in and said, no, I don't want to be a loving person. Why? Why did something jump in? Because you still playing the old you. The old you is still running things. You see, if you are playing the victim role or being victimized, it's impossible to enter into your future. You can't even see a future coming in playing the victim. Why? Because your role is already defined. And that's how some people live every day. They live as the victim. You ask them a question, the reason this ain't happening is because of this right here. That means you're stuck in your past. What about your future? You mean tell me there's no tomorrow in you? You mean tell me there's nothing bigger, better, greater about you? Because everything that you saying or everything that I say to you, you have an explanation for. You can't explain why you have not entered into tomorrow. You got to understand you cannot explain why your life cannot be better. There's no explanation you can give yourself or anyone else. But for some reason, we still try. Why? It's because what done happen to us is much more stronger right now than what can happen for us, right? And you basing what can happen for you based off of what you have. And for many of us, what we have is actually based off of where we've been. So we're looking at this thing in reverse. We're not looking at this thing going this way. We're looking at this thing going this way. And for some of us, that's why we're not moving. We're not moving at all. And no matter what area this is that I'm calling out in your life right now, this can be your emotional area. This can be your financial area. This can be a spiritual area. This can be a physical area. All it takes is one idea. All it takes is one thing to change the narrative. And once that narrative change, once you find purpose, that momentum begin to build. Last week, I taught an amazing lesson, and I talked about the desire. If our desire for what we want, right? If our desire for what we want and what we need supersede our memory and where we've been, right? Then where we've been, we wouldn't even think about no more, because we don't need that. We don't need where we've been to get where we're going. We need to release where we've been and realize that at this point, I'm just starting straight over. Don't go back and forth with me. I don't want to argue about nothing. Don't be too super deep with me. I don't need all that either. I don't need no triggers. We can really take our time and we can do this. Trial and errors, I welcome you. Why? Because I realize I'm a much better person. You a much better person. I'll be a fool to tell you that I got strong and you didn't. Every time I come on here, I pour out everything I have because I recognize the more I give, the better you become. The better you become, the more you can give me back when it comes down to the accomplishment and the things we continue to do in life right now. There's no need to be selfish, right? But selfish people have done their fair share of work around us. For some of us, we have been lazy. Lazy meaning we wasn't good in covering the things we should have been covering. For some of us, we just want to take, and I get it. Ain't nothing like wanting somebody to do for you for a chance, right? Ain't nothing like somebody buying you something. It makes you feel amazing, right? And you be like, I just want somebody to do this. I just want somebody to do this for me. I just want somebody to take care of me. I just want somebody. Come on, y'all, talk to me. I just want somebody, right? And that's a feeling. That feeling is why you want somebody to do this for you, right? But watch this. If you have the feeling of what you want somebody to do, but there's no physical body there to do it, it's making you feel some type of way before the physical body even shows up. Which means you can desire to want something, you can desire to need something, and you can put an expectation on there that will change your feelings and your emotions, which will lift yourself. That's power. That's the same thing that I'm expressing to you right now, earlier in the conversation. If you keep replaying what you don't have, what happened to you, what happened to your last relationship, the love, love don't love nobody, you sick and tired, the more you focus on what you don't want is the more you highlight that particular act. Anything that you focus on, that's the direction. My brother Dave, what's going on, my brother? Priscilla, I got everybody's joining me today. I am so grateful, so thankful that I'm able to even come to you in the condition that I'm in right now. This is my humble position, but this is me. This is me wanting bigger, better, greater. This is me wanting to provide inspiration, motivation, giving you something that I believe the world don't give you. For a lot of us, we just out, we doing the best we can with what we have. But what is it that we have? We really have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to choose what we desire. We have an opportunity to point ourselves in the direction we want to go in, right? We have an opportunity to actually look for the truth. The truth sets you free. What does it set you free from? It sets you free from bondage. Many of us, we are trapped and we've been in bondage for so long. We done learned patterns and routines. We done picked up habits, and some of these habits, they was forced on you without you even knowing. Some of these habits just was slipped there, and now you done made a habit of just looking on social media. You done made a habit of stopping at some place right now, and now you spending money in areas you should be spending over here. You doing things over here that you really should be doing over here. And I'm just telling you, I'm just fed up right now. I'm not falling out with nobody at the bottom. If you want to fall out with me, you want to argue with me, get your ass to the top. Let's get up here, okay? Let's get some serious substance. Let's get some money. Let's get some rings on our fingers or something. Let's change the whole scenario. Let's go up some. We can fall out up here, but down here, I don't think that for many of us we can afford to lose anything else at this point. We done lost everything. Let's just be clear. To be down at this point is a lost point, all right? I believe that Christ said he came for the lost. Now, once you receive Christ, that means we have the power to make the choice. At that moment, that means Christ lives in you. You live in Christ. That means he's here to help you with your choices and decisions. But we need to be around other people so we can constantly be refueled right now. I'm not talking about sheep behavior. I'm not talking about renegade behavior. We can't be the bashers of everybody that want to do something positive. Unfortunately, I recognize the moment you want to do something positive is the moment that people have a problem with you. With change comes change. I don't know what your change gonna look like. Some of you is gonna be for the worse. Others, it will be for the better. But once you change, make sure you think that thing out. Recognize 3 words I gave you that we're going to need to use, okay? We're going to need to stop, we're going to need to look, and we're going to need to listen. We're going to need to stop. When your mind start drifting backwards, that's what that's called, it drifting. When your mind start drifting and when you start replaying old things, tell yourself stop. Just stop. Tell your mind to stop. Stop. Why? Because worrying and stress is the same thing, right? It's a trigger. The Bible never tells you to worry about anything, but yet you worry about everything. Some of you go get your manis and your petties. You're going to need a massage because you stress. What are you stressing about? Somehow your stress is leading to worrying. Your worrying is what's triggering your hair to fall out, your eyes to look yellow, your sight is being lost, your teeth is changing colors, your skin don't look like it used to be, your relationships with people around you, they running from you, nobody's calling you with good news, you only getting bad news. Your stress is signaling this stuff to you, okay? It's causing this stuff to come to you. That's the frequency you on, that's the vibration that you putting out, that's where your spirit is at, and you trying to figure out what's going on. So here's what's happening. That's your thoughts, that's your actions, and that is your emotions not being in agreement with each other. That means you just speaking, you're saying stuff, you're doing stuff, don't know why you're doing what you're doing and who you're doing it with. Your thoughts is just all over the place. You don't know how you're going to figure it all out. Your emotions is, I feel like somebody should be here for me like I was there for them. Did you see? I just went in 5 different directions. That means that's confusion. With that confusion brings forth something called stress. That same thoughts, actions, and emotions is the same ones that's used for your attitude. Well, what am I talking about? For some of us, when you say, man, your attitude, we think attitude is automatically a bad thing. Some people be like, why you got so much attitude? You know, your attitude, see, that's your energy. You see, attitude, your energy. Why do we automatically associate attitude with negativity? Right? Attitude is guided, intentional thoughts, actions, and feelings working together. So if you mad about something, you know why you're upset. It's not that, I'm not saying you can't be mad. The Bible even says you can be hot or cold. You just can't be lukewarm. You just can't be in the middle talking about, oh no. So your attitude, you know exactly why I'm upset. You left that door open. You left the eye on last night. You left the lights on. You did something. That means this is working together. That's the attitude. It doesn't mean that you're bad, you're going to hell, situation's about to get worse for you. But when you have the right attitude, you are present, you are aware, you are centered, you are involved, and you know exactly where you're going. For some of us, you are an amazing person. You give everything away, you will help everybody. I got it. I'm the same way. We have good hearts. That's why I only draw people to me the same way. Thanks, Dave. The same way that I am, I draw the same people to me. We on the same frequency. I guarantee some of you probably don't have a lot of people, but the ones you do have, you have the same frequency as them. But I'm telling you now, we got to change a few things too, because I would give everything away. It's just I didn't know how to protect myself. That's why the armor was made for us. It was made for us because it wasn't to change us and make us hate being a good person. Every last one of you on here I know is an amazing person. We just never practiced. We never trained. We never was positioned to know how to cover ourselves, how to protect ourselves, how to adjust ourselves. Adjusting ourselves and protecting ourselves never causes problems for anyone else. But why we was never taught to do this? Because people assume assume, and for some of us, we was just ignorant to it. So being ignorant to things is just we did not know, but today we do know. Today we know that, hey, listen, this is I Am My Life Coach. I Am My Life Coach is singular, but I know that we can meet up as a group. We can meet up as healthy people, entrepreneur people. We can get inspired and empowered. I'm not the one that you can inspire. I'm not empowered by somebody I don't know. I don't care what James and John and whoever rest of them is doing in another state. I don't care who opened up another business. I don't want to hear who got a record deal. I'm not hating. It's unfortunately they're not on my frequency. They're not going to give me no assistance. They're not going to give me no support. I would rather sit here with you guys, scribble out a little plan, work on something for us, ask you guys what you think about this, and see if we can do this to help us, and hope that maybe one of you will find that hidden potential within you. And once you unlock that door, then you can unlock those that connects to you. Continuing to go higher, continuing to be better. Just don't forget about us, the Invisible Crown Army. That's why we here. Listen, I'm closing out right now, you guys. I just wanted to hit you with that. Recap. Victim. You cannot be the victim. Some of you cannot play the victim role and expect to be into your future. If you play the victim, then you automatically stuck in your past. And that role right there is what's hindering you from walking into your tomorrow. You could play this role for 3 months, 3 years, 30 years, right? The moment this role is up, that's when you will get into your tomorrow, right? Many of you could have been into your tomorrow a long time ago. Unfortunately, the surroundings and the way the world is set up, it teaches us to never see what we should have saw. We are occupied. We're so busy with the things that's going on around us. Some of us call it hustling. We want to hustle because we believe that's the only way. The only way to do what? Make money? Listen, we can't be double-minded, right? We can't do two things at the same time. We can't be happy and be sad at the same time. You got to choose one, right? We can't go forward and look backwards or go backwards, right? You got to choose one, right? You can't be hot and cold at the same time. You got to choose one, right? You're going to either be the victim or you're going to be the victor, but you can't be both, right? And for some of us, you got to understand, you have to make that choice. I don't care what the risk going to be. This is a time where you got to stop, you got to look, and you got to listen. I never said talk. We need to be quiet if we're in a new place right now. A new place is a new space, and a new space does not deserve to be noisy. It deserves to be peaceful. And if we continue to move forward, I guarantee you, moving forward is more peaceful than constantly looking behind you or constantly sitting here in this neutral zone of the uncertain, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what's going on. That's the victim right there. And for many of us, I understand being victimized. I get it. But the point is that you're replaying that image, and that's called fear. Fear is what's triggering you from not having faith. You can't have fear and faith at the same time. Remember what I just said. You can't have faith and fear at the same time. Why you're not moving over? Because you fear the same thing's gonna happen that already happened. Some of the things you fearing did not happen to you. It happened around you. And being that it happened around you, your spirit, your energy took that in. It took that memory in. It took that conversation in. This is why it's not good to just let people pour in gossip and memory dump on you and just throw stuff all on you, and they complain to the point where you hear this happen, that didn't happen, this didn't happen, and it's like all these things don't do nothing but drag you down. And when it drag you down, it brings you to a lower level of self. And for many of you as entrepreneurs, the things that I teach, the things that I stand for, you cannot get anything on a lower level of self, but something that's on a lower level. If you want your dreams, if you want to reach what you imagine yourself to be, if you want to seek and create your family, if you see prosperity in your future, right? It's an inside job. God didn't put prosperity outside of you. He put prosperity inside of you. God didn't put himself outside of you. He put himself inside of you. Everything in scriptures teaches this and says this. Unfortunately, why you didn't receive this, I'm not sure. But everything is on the inside. You have to go to a higher level of self-conscious, self-awareness, being present. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to tell you only about yourself, and to tell you about yourself and hope that we can practice to become a better version of ourselves, so that once we continue to move forward, then maybe we will make an impact. Maybe we'll be the ones who tear things down. Maybe we'll be the ones who build things up. But you can't choose both, right? You can't have both. God said you can't love God and love money, for you will love one and you will hate the other, right? You can't serve both. You can't serve God and you can't serve money at the same time. You can't serve faith and have fear at the same time. You can't serve whatever have your attention. That's what you serving. If your past have your attention, then you're serving it and it's serving you. And what is it serving you? It's serving you leftovers. So every time you meet somebody new, what you giving them is leftovers. You giving them nothing new, only leftovers. What happened to you? Where you been? This is what's going on. This is why you don't do this. This is why you don't do that. This is why you don't say this. This is why you don't say that. Everything that makes you who you are is linked to your past. Then you are a victim of your circumstances, which is your past. That's where we should be focusing on for you at. We should be focusing on the problem. The only way to fix it is to address it. And for many of us, we have to go address ourselves. And that concludes our time for today. We have to address ourselves, and that is a forever battle. I will hear somebody right now, I can hear them in my mind, and they saying, I addressed myself already. You have to address yourself every day. Just like you have to eat every day in order to survive here on the planet Earth, you have to address yourself. For many, you never became yourself. That's why you never address yourself. You have to realize that once we plant ourselves, right, we have to monitor something grows. What have grown in your life? Let me go to something real quick. Oh man, messing with this computer today has definitely took something from me. Stop, look, and listen. Remember, you driving your car through the world. You see some engine lights come on, check engine light, oil lights. You're not going to keep driving that car. You're going to pull over. Watch the people around you. Don't let nobody come into your life with lights on already. They have lights on already. You're looking at them, right? You don't want to drive with them. You don't want to drive it, right? You want to release it, let it keep moving, recommend it to someone. But listen to this. I give you one quick scripture. Let's go to Luke 12. Luke 12:22, right? Ooh, Luke 12:22. Look at them twos jumping up. It says, then Jesus said to his disciples, therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life. You see, it wasn't intended to worry about life because we're stationed, Desiree, to create life. So if we live in the right now, we're creating the life we want right now. If you stuck in the past of where you've been, then you're only worrying about something you can never fix. You already was given the feelings. You was already given the emotion. You was even already given the visual that if you close your eyes, you can actually see what done already happened, right? You can't worry about an outcome because the outcome is already there. Now, the future, you will never get into because you never seen it. It has to be created now. So you can't see what tomorrow looks like because tomorrow is based on what you do today. Tomorrow, which will be Sunday, is based on what you do Saturday. And Sunday will set you up for what's going to happen. Monday is going to be based on Sunday. But what's going to happen Tuesday is going to be based on Monday. Monday is going to be based on Sunday. Sunday is going to be based on right now. The only power we have is in the right now. Oh, Nikki Starks, what's up? The only power we have is in the right now. So he says, don't worry about your life because you think your life is based on where you've been and how you feel. Because your past is connected to your feelings, your actions was in it, and your thoughts. Your future, you can't do nothing about because it hasn't been created yet. So you need the attitude. What is your attitude built on? Your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. What is your worrying built on? Your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions not working together. In the past, it cannot work together because it's already happened. So it's not working. You can't change nothing. But today, you can change so you have more control, so you have the right attitude to predict the outcome of what tomorrow looks like. So he says right here, he states, don't worry about your life, what you will eat, right? What you will eat is not talking just about food. It's talking about conversations. It's talking about dialogue. It's talking about the things you participate in. You see, we eating stuff all the time, right? Mental food, spiritual food, physical food, right? All this is considered to be food. About your body, right? Your body. This body here. You don't know nothing. You can't tune your lungs up. You can't tune up anything, right? All you can do is go look at a doctor and ask a doctor, what do you think about this? My doctor said, right, because they study what you don't study. So you're worrying based on what your readings is, right? Well, he said, I need to work on this. Guess what? Your friend said you need to work on your mouth. Your family said you need to work on how you spend. You need to work on how you carry yourself. How about working on your parenting? How about working on your listening skills? You study saying you need to be patient, but do you practice being patient? And what are you being patient in? Are you being patient when it comes to your finances and the things you want? Are you being patient when it comes to a significant other? Are you being patient when it comes to children getting on your nerves? Are you being patient when it comes to trying to understand a movie that you really don't want to see because it's taking too long to get into? How do you exercise your patience? It's more than just a word. It's an application, right? So he said, don't worry about how you're going to do that. I'm not going to go into a long thing, you guys. If y'all think that I am, I'm not. And it says what you will wear, right? What you will wear. Listen to this. For life is more than food, and the body is more than clothes, right? The way you look, it's more than that. Remember he said, man should live on what? Bread alone. There's other things that makes you, other than the things from your past. You just can't have a conversation based on what I did for you or whatever the case may be. As of right now, you have to look at this thing as we in this right now together. What can we do to get a better result in where we're going? How can we change the narrative of the things that's going on around us? Your goals do not cause an enemy with somebody else to have their own goals. Nobody has the same goals. We have different goals, and you should have your goals. The problem is if you have no goals. So we all should have a goal, which means something we should be shooting for. It should not be a feeling and it should not be an emotion, but the goal should bring forth a feeling and it should bring forth an emotion of achieving it. That once I achieve this right here, man, it's going to be on and popping. I can get that feeling right now because I got the right attitude. But you can't serve your forward and your backwards. You cannot serve faith and fear. You have to choose one. You cannot serve both at the same time. If the check engine light is on, please pull over, release that person, right? And then I just like the scriptures again. It just say, consider the raven, right? They do not sow or reap, and they have no storehouse, no storeroom or barn. You see, for many of us, we want our feelings and emotions to be based on how much money we have in a bank account. I don't have to have a dime and I'm good. Let's be clear about this part. Because my presence brings value. I bring value. Unfortunately, people need value in their life right now. They need people going to sit here and let them know, hey, you off. Because they need somebody else to tell them that they off. A quarterback need a wide receiver. You need somebody to throw the ball to. A dog. You need somebody to meet you at the front door. Unfortunately, we have the ability to create what it is we desire and what it is we want, you guys. And it says, worrying about tomorrow won't add one single hour to your life. And that's pretty much how I'm summing everything else up. Worrying does not produce anything other than stuff you cannot change. That's your past. But if you get over here to the right attitude, I guarantee you that leads to your desire. Your desire is connected to expectation. When you desire to have something, you can expect something. When you desire to have something, you can respect something. Unfortunately, most of our people, we like to say we desire respect. I desire respect. I desire. Then if you desire respect, then won't you give respect to the things that's going on around you? You can't desire respect from someone else. Because if you desire respect from someone, then you put an expectation on them that you can't get a return from. You're not here to monitor them. You're here to monitor you. And if you monitor you, then you bring the balance in what you participate in. What am I saying to us right now? I'm saying your desires is connected to your expectation. If you accomplish this, then you accomplish it for the relationships and everything around you that you participate in. Just like my brother Dave on the line right now. The more he accomplished, the more I accomplished. We balance each other out because that's my brother. For many of us, we need to recognize the higher you go, if somebody wants you in their life, then they're going to come higher to sit here and make sure that this thing stay balanced. This is how the universe works. But if you have to sit here and compromise your position to go to a lower level of self, you will corrupt all your good behaviors, which is what the scripture says. Bad company brings forth what? Conversations. It brings forth what? Actions. Stuff that tells you about the news. People talk about COVID and being sick. That's why they are sick. I know people that never took the shot. I know people that never sit here and spoke those words not one time and never been sick. My point that I'm saying to you is, if you focus on this, you get the energy from this. If you focus on bigger, better, greater, my vacation, where I'm going, I had problems going on that I was working on before these new problems here. Before COVID showed up and all this other stuff, I had a bucket list beyond a bucket list, okay? And I look to obtain those things. That's what's requiring my energy, but I refuse to fall out with a broke person on a lower level. I don't have time to go back and forth with somebody when we are on this level. It's just not going to happen for me. I mean, and for you, I share that and hope that when you hear me say this, then maybe you will understand exactly why I say this. If the check engine lights is on in people's lives, and you can see already their life is already what it is, then that is God's hand already displaying the warning symbols. Their engine is knocking. They got a check engine light on. Their brakes is squeaking. Some people don't even have insurance on themselves right now. You know, words are free, but how you use them can cost you. And when you watch people, it's best that you don't even be around them. If you got to watch somebody or somebody got to sit here and keep watching you, then at the end of the day, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to entertain you. Release them people and let's get on to something better. Those that belongs in your life, trust and believe me, you don't have to. What's looking for you, what you looking for is looking for you. Bigger, better, greater is calling you, and I think you should answer that calling and get yourself there. That's our time, guys. This is the Rude Awakening. Thank you for giving yourself the opportunity, man, to always work on yourself in a way that hopefully we can speak the same language. You know, I'm not here to pretend and try to act like I'm all, hey, listen, if you understand what I'm saying, then it's effective. Okay, I got something called inappropriate motivation. Somebody saying, why would you do inappropriate motivation? Because I have a fuck it inside of me that I know it has power. When I say fuck it, that means I'm not even thinking about it. And you understand it as well. So I'm not going to act like we should try something different as if that's what's going to make me do something different. But I know there's certain words that I know that if I say it, it's like, hey, I get it. And you understand it too. That can be used as a strength. Sometimes we have to use our weakness in order to find the strength. This is a year of being seen. When you being seen, you're going to see your strength and you also going to see your weakness. Don't be surprised. You're going to see what you're strong in and you're going to see what you're weak in. And what you're weak in doesn't mean you actually weak. What you're weak in meaning you actually balance, because somebody else going to be strong in an area that you're not strong in. And that's why we should be learning the iron sharpens iron, because other people have to be able to sharpen you, and not sharpen you for the worse, sharpen you for the better. All right. Peace and blessings. That's my time. I hope I made it make sense, you guys. Ignorance Loose. Thanks, Dave, for joining me, and all my other brothers, TJ, Carrie, I think I saw you on earlier. Almighty Johnson, I saw you on as well. A lot of my other sisters on deck. Jackie, Marie, Desiree, and Tracy, I think I saw her as well. Nicole, I saw you, and Felicia. Sonia, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to keep doing what we do. Areas of development, no doubt. And that's what it's all about. It's just, that's pretty much, it was light, you guys, today. It was light. Stop, look, listen. That's it. Not a lot of talking, because it can blow, you can be received in the wrong way. And for some of us, especially us men, is that when we say something, we have so much power in what we say that when we say it, we literally will stick to what we said, even if it's not the right thing. We still will stick to it, where you sitting here like, I was just playing. I didn't, it's sometimes I talk to people and they say things, and when I repeat back what they say, they be like, well, I ain't mean it like that. You don't have time to say things one way and then mean it another way. You think about how you want to mean it, and then you need to say it after you get the meaning to it, because at the end of the day, this is what causes us all the time. We talk out an alignment, and the moment we say something, your mind shifts another direction and you produce everything you do not want. Okay? That's it. Peace.